Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Happy September.
Yes. Things are starting to change. You have a good summer?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Go anywhere, but got stuff done, and I really got kids. Less than 20 hours a week, so yeah.
Busy. Sylvia's still busy.
Yeah, well, it was, she's doing a big project.
Here.
No, you're fine. She was pretty over and she was there and then it backed off and then there's a turnover. But she's back to like 1 day a week as opposed to 3 days, 3 10-hour days. And I don't have the energy for
Well, it's just
Thank you for your let me know when you want to start. Anyway, so what's going on? Come on.
but it's still yes. We're bringing the balance of being and listening, sharing, see. It is good to be here. It is good to be here. With our traditional water service. We are a partially lay-led community, and that means that we're strengthened and enriched by weaving together the cherished work of our volunteers who contribute their time and of our congregation. Thank you, everyone who participates part of our community. Important values that we hold close here are individual freedom of belief and diversity. We seek to promote a sense of community meant to enrich your spirit. So, whoever you are, wherever you from, whatever your beliefs are, whoever you love, and however bumpy your life's journey is, know you are welcome. We are clear with our desire to acknowledge that we are the traditional homeland of the Squabash. We are the Coast Salish Native people. The Puyallup and Apache people have lived on and stewarded these lands since the beginning of time, and they continue to do so today. We recognize that this land acknowledgement is just one small step towards true allyship, and we commit to uplifting the voices, experiences, and histories of the indigenous people of this land and beyond. Here's some of those beautiful places today. We're celebrating our relationship with all of the waters of our beloved planet, with our traditional Daksha Ayurvedic Universalist water ceremony. This happens to coincide with the Jewish holiday of Rosh Hashanah, the beginning of the Jewish calendar, where Jews also celebrate a water ceremony called Tashib. Today, our technical support is being provided by Catherine Silverman. We are honored to enjoy the music of Jennifer and Gary Clark. Earl and others have stepped into roles that include setup and hospitality. And are actively recruiting others to fulfill those roles. Please sign up. We all thank you very much for your contributions. We're meeting in a hybrid fashion, some of us are here in Lewis Hall, and in person. Other members of our beloved community are on Zoom. The chat function is in here on everything space. Close all other time. Those on Zoom can still reach out directly to Catherine if you have any technical issues. Now, please settle in. That feels comfortable for you. Invite you to set aside your thoughts, your experiences, all that happened to you this morning, and fully bring them back. Allow yourself to be present at this moment here in community. This now
Electrum. As we kindle this flame, may it spark in each of us connection and commitment to Salute's mission.
And that is not this time. With the stories and emotions of her life and community. They congregated around an empty vessel, united in a desire to listen to the stories and hearts of one another. The youngest woman came from the east with the spirit of air, and as she poured water from her pitcher into the vessel, she shared stories from her home about the excitement of children being born, the music and laughter that fragranced the neighborhoods, the bliss of young people falling in love. As she shared the story of her heart, she laughed, and drops of liquid joy burst from her mouth and landed inside the vessel. The forewoman paused to honor the stories from the east and the spirit of the woman who shared them. The mother came from the south with a spirit of fire. As she poured water from her pitcher into the vessel, she shared stories from her home about adapting to the ever-changing world of motherhood, the challenges of navigating family life, and the difficulties her community faced with transitions in leadership. As she shared the story of her heart, a drop of sweat formed on her brow and landed inside the vessel. The forewoman paused to honor the stories from the South and the spirit of the woman who shared them. From the West, with the speed of water, came the sovereign woman. As she poured water from her pitcher into the vessel, she shared stories from her home about friends and loved ones who had died, the grief of those who missed them, and the deep pain she carried for the wounds humans have inflicted on one another in our world. And as she shared the story of her heart, a tear of sadness fell from her eye and landed inside the vessel. The forewoman paused to honor the stories from the West and the spirit of the woman who shared them. From the North came the elder woman, from the spirit of the earth. And as she poured from her pitcher into the vessel, she shared stories from her home about the peace she found in solitude, the comfort she found in witnessing the changing of the seasons and the phases of the moon, and the renewal she felt in sharing her wisdom with those who would listen. And as she shared the stories of her heart, a tear fell from her eye and landed inside the vessel. And the forewoman paused to honor the stories from the North, the spirit of the woman who shared them. Now between the forewoman was a vessel filled with the waters of joy and happiness, change and transition, grief and loss, rest and renewal, mingled together in harmony and blessed by the women through their reverence and love for each other. The empty vessel of water is now a full vessel of compassion. a small container, and fill it with water to bring back to their home, to share the spirit of understanding and compassion with their own community.
No, not yet. And we'll have lyrics up here, but I want to try to fix the sound. So you go. I'm gonna move around.
For our opening
Put it up on no one's Steinway, but, you know, sound. And then recognition, before we brought here. So it's, totally in tune and seems to, function really well. I really enjoyed playing it. And I hope you're enjoying listening.
that answer to that one. A man named Scott Robinson. This is on Come Alone, I think. Card for anyone after you listen to the beautiful music. And they put it back there, and if we could sign it from us, thank you. You totally have it refurbished. It's just amazing.
Megabuck.
Awards are up. And Big Muppets. There's songs about someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. It's just I'm a person who loves to hear what's going on in people's lives. And so, orchestrating ceremony where we all participate, it's like popcorn. I love the whole bowl. Today, I am to share a water condition with you because today is trust week, and my daughter is looking to become a godmother for this year, and has asked me not to be the leader of the trust week this afternoon. She wants me to be participant with her and watch the rabbi go through it so she can assess whether this rabbi is going to be able to. But I wanted to share the water conditions that are so important trees and for the Puget Sound and Parka and the salmon. It's like our blood of the land here. And Kashmir is performed as a mechanism for erasing the slate. It's not a commandment per se, it's a tradition. It grew up in the Jewish communities where the rabbis would take congregants to moving waters, places that flowed, where there was an ebb and a flow, tidal places, or rivers or streams, where things would be carried away. And much like the flowing blood in our body, this water would make its way out into the world. And people were instructed to go to their pockets and find the crumbs and the dust and the bits that they had been carrying with them, to cast them out into this water and to let them go for the new year. It was symbolic. I have a very, very beautiful memory of my father and I, the very first time I had practiced. It was in a small town in Maynard, Massachusetts. We had walked from a very old conservative shore with a rabbi from Brandeis who had a rainbow tallis on, and he led us in the service. And for me, the lifeblood of water is, we're 95% water, something like that. This is our chance. This is our chance to have that bowl of compassion, which is right here. Yom Kippur is 10 days after Rosh Hashanah. The two together are the Jewish high holidays. The high holidays are because we're in our head chakra. We're up here thinking the heavy thoughts, experiencing our regrets, our fears, our hopes. And in Yom Kippur, it's the Day of Atonement. And you cannot simply say, oh, God, forgive me, and let it go. On the Day of Atonement, you have to reach out to your community, to the people that you've transgressed upon. And it's important to ask for forgiveness. Whether they give it to you or not, the act is not complete unless you have that conversation, which may or may not be difficult. Sometimes it's surprising. But Yom Kippur tells us of our responsibility. And the Torah portion for Yom Kippur is Jonah. And we are asked to look at our responsibilities, even in the face of being engulfed by a watery beast. It takes us in and consumes us
and holds us until we're ready to face this big responsibility that we have towards ourselves, towards our concept of faith, our being in the world, and other people. It's a lot to hold, and it's happening in a joyous, fun way here as an illustration and of bringing us together. And we will be putting some of this water into that jar, that bottle there, and it will be in our midst for the course of this year. I don't know what happened to last year's bottle. I had a plan of pouring it out, but it didn't happen. It disappeared. Maybe this one will stick around, and maybe it will make its way to the water itself. And I plan on initiating today's ceremony and dropping the first drop. We have a couple of bottles here. You may have brought some of your own sacred waters to Copenhagen. And after I am done, I invite each of you, we can go row by row if you would like, or we can make a line as seems fit. I'm going to allow you guys to figure that out. But this water here, this is potable water. It's from our faucet here. This water here is not to be drank. It's from the Vashon Athletic Club pool. Because those of you who know, I have begun a practice of daily swimming. Actually, I swim in the evening, and oftentimes it's very dark. It's nice. But I do it every day, and I love it. And it has healed me and healed my spirit. And my mom is an avid swimmer, and she has a fantastic pool in her new locale. She even has a pool view. And the water has brought her and myself closer. I always swim with her when I'm there. My father had a love of swimming. Best times are at the beach. Anyway, if anybody would like to use some of this sacred pool water, as they too have been blessed, please feel free. Thank you, God. Two prayers. This is a Shehakianu. It's said at the first time that people get together for an occasion. At any time, it's a first. So this is our first communal ceremony of the year. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, shehafianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Thank you, God, for bringing us to this season. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari ha'adamah. And that is blessed the fruit of the earth, hamayim. Yes, Return Again is a song that's traditionally sang at Tashlik times and at the high holidays. And so as you're going up, Gary will be playing, and you can organize yourselves.
1011
No, we'll stop when people are organized and ready to come up and do the song. Yes, please do. Please share your water stories as you come up. from our blessed Vashon. This water is symbolically from the Pacific Ocean at Long Beach, Washington. This year, the first of our age died. My cousin, just a year older than me, had died. And so our whole family gathered with our daughter, her husband, their grandchildren, all my sisters and their relatives, and we had people from all over the country and from New Zealand that came back with us. And it was just wonderful to all be together again. It was our parents dying off, and now it's starting to die. This water represents the Atlantic Ocean, the side of the country that I came from. It also represents the Pacific Ocean, where we once lived in sea, yes. Well, actually, Robbie lived there. It also represents the lakes around where Robbie's brother lived in Castleberry. There's a ring of lakes, and it represents the beach at KDI, where I've in the wintertime I've done some dipping, and then it also represents the bathtub and the faucet at my home, where I go and warm up afterward. Mary said one of them is the bathtub water. It's so wonderful for relaxing and reading. The other is, as Mary said, my brother who died fairly recently just lived in a condo on a lake. It was so gorgeous. It was for me. It was just the respite when I would go down to visit, and this time when I went to Memorial. You know, you can just like this. It's not the Northwest, but like a forest of moss hanging and like palm trees and like all kinds of birds, ahingas, you know, ibises, herons, just really beautiful. So um, it was soothing. And also, my brother loved to sail and he loved to fish. This water is symbolic of the water of the river in Reedfield, Massachusetts, up near the Vermont border, where I'm from. And there's a covered bridge there with ice cold water that we all used to swim in until we turned blue. But anyway, it's wonderful. Too often, water is in the wrong place. There's like distribution around the world. And there hasn't been enough water, especially in the hills above our beloved Lahaina, Maui, George grew up, to douse the terrific flames that came through. If there was water there, it will revive. So we were thinking of that. And unfortunately, also too much water that fell through the dams in Libya and destroyed the city of Lima. So this is, I don't know, the fact that water is life and death.
This is water from several journeys this summer. A journey to the Outer Banks of Mother's 80th birthday. A journey to the Grand Canyon. And a journey to Nevada desert at Burning Man. There's a mixture of rain and mud. And so here's to all the journeys.
Mine, I guess, is a good juxtaposition because this is an old well water from home. I missed out on the last adventure she spoke about, and I deeply hurts, but I was home washing dishes. Teenagers bathe for hours and hours. Seeing ramen cooked, and this is the plain old water of home, and it did give me more perspective into all of the kin keeping work that mothers do. And I've been a father for 23 years and a widowed single father 9 years ago, and wow, transformation. I was home to help the kids get ready for college, and somebody needed to do that. So I think I made the right choice. But it's very transformative
I'm Melvin, and this water is from our tap, and I think that the well out there is fed by the Vashon Aquifer, which has never failed us, which is wonderful. But also the vessel is important too. This little glass is a souvenir of the beginning of the Lewis County Dairymen's Association, and it was from 1947. And at that time, my parents and our family moved to Toledo, Washington, where we had cows, and those cows drank river bottom, not river bottom, but next to the river water, and that water made the milk. So, water gets used for a lot of things.
This water symbolizes, like Julie said, the relief from swimming. I was in Las Cruces this last month, and it was global warming of 95 and 105, and it was such a relief to get in a pool at the end of the day that was covered, so it also didn't evaporate. So, there's to the joy of being completely held by water also. And then also, this is blessed water from Beckham, where Alex and I have been also, and it's sprinkled here and also in many other beautiful places in the island too. So I think that's another wonderful thing about water is its sacredness.
And I'm going to borrow some water. It's water from the womb. Right? It's the amniotic fluid that every single one of us has floated around in. And my daughter had a Michael preemie that didn't get the fluid around very long, but he's doing very well. It's fake womb, and this is from him. My water comes from my yard. It comes from a little bird bath I made out front. It's such a joy every morning. The first thing I do when I get up is I race through the front part of the house with the bird bath, the one that's going up for the birds, the small birds, and just watch all these little birds that go. That is my joy, and that's what I have in here. It's not real clean because there's some bark that's gotten in it, like that. So there'll be little floaters in there. Just remember, it's the bird's fault.
Water represents two things. First, we were over at our grandson's graduation from high school in Boise, Idaho. And there is a river right through Boise. And so symbolically, this water represents being there, seeing him, and the great joy of seeing our grandson who we have known since he was in the womb, graduate from high school. And he now is off in Guatemala for a gap year. So this is for him and for the river. This water also represents symbolically. We went to see some old friends from Southern California who now live on Lake Coeur d'Alene in Idaho. So we were over there, the following weekend after our grandson's graduation, and visited with them. We hadn't seen them in years and years. So that was fun. And they live on the lake, so we could look out across the lake. And so that was nice.
This water represents the waters of the whole earth. And the depletion, my concern about the depletion. We're very fortunate on this island to have a source aquifer. But we're not just talking about aquifers, we're also talking about glaciers and watermelt from mountains. And I have a picture of the Nisqually Glacier in the 1920s. You would recognize the mountain. It's really, really dramatic. And it also represents our place is in my story. For almost 50 years, we bought land without, the well was not solid and good. We had to drill a well, but it enabled us to build a life there. And just the preciousness of all of
Winter drop. Drought. And really using so much of our lives around here. And I want to lead us all in a little thing called Bring on the Rain. And this is what we do. See the last little bit. Wind. Over here. Drop. I want to
son was really struggling in his graduate school or maybe beyond, and I relayed my story to him, and so he struggles with drawback.
As with Julie and some others, I'm an avid swimmer. And this water is from the county pool and also Puget Sound, which I love. And there's a little secret about swimming that swimmers don't talk about very much. It's extraordinarily sensual.
Your service will be this afternoon. Your son in the Fauntleroy Ferry Dock. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Monroe Kayabadi, who will be honored this afternoon at 3 o'clock at a service in the park ferry dock at Fauntleroy. Yes, sir.
This one right here is from my dog. Got when he was 1 year old. He's 12 years old. This is from his drinking bowl. That's from his drinking bowl. I left out a little bit of information there. He just came back, he's been back a week now. He was in the emergency vet hospital for 2 nights. Poor little thing we thought it was the end. Bob and I spent a whole day there, just talking, saying goodbye to our beloved doggy Takobe. And Miracle of Miracles, he has bounced back because of being hydrated. And before we took him in, he would drink because he was feeling dehydrated. He drinks so much that he throw it all up. And we thought we were doing the right thing by filling up his bowl again. Filling it up, you drink it down, throw it up. Poor sweetie. So now we know. So we have more time with him. Through animals and the grace that they share with us.
So there are two in honor of. One is for Rhoda, who had a little fish that was in a little bowl, and it went with her when she went to the nursing home. And she used to tell stories about how happy the fish was when her daughter came, because daughter would like work in front of the thing, and the fish would get like bored. So she really loved her little fish. And the other one is for Kaya, because probably a lot of us know how much she loved water, and what drew me to her first actually was that she loved to take her shoes off and walk along the water. And she was much hardier than I was. I mean, I would do it when it was, cool. She would, like anytime, she just loved to go down to the water and take her shoes and socks off and walk in.
This is the water for those two memories being. And this final bit is for everyone who might have forgotten their water, might have been too caught up to actually come up here and join in our celebration. For those people who may be watching on Zoom, for those people who could not participate, for the people without water, for the people who
can't make it to be in community, this is for you. And this is for us.
For this one. No.
Oh, Healing River, and Catherine will put the lyrics. So lead us. Oh, Healing. This love is purging, this love is pouring, seas we see your freedom, and we can flourish. Thank you, Jennifer. As a caring community, we like to set aside time to share our financial resources to help us to pay speakers, staff, and to maintain our building lease. Please support VIUU by sending your pledges and offerings to the address that is on our website. So you can do that online, but also we engage beyond our walls for peace, social and economic justice, and freedom of belief, and protection of the planet and its inhabitants. We've traditionally committed to contributing a fourth of our offerings to community organizations that align with our values. This month, we are contemplating the theme of welcoming. Today, we're contributing our offering to our own beloved community as we welcome us all back, new people. So, if somebody would like to help me pass this around. can sing We Give Thanks as band. Closing words. We've come full circle and are beginning the new year with a sense of welcoming. We have accomplished our tradition of co-mingling water to illustrate our connection, and we are nourished by it. May this be a full and productive year, one where we are active in our lives, living our principles of Unitarian Universalism. And I'll just go over those principles for us here. 7, 8, there are 8 of them. The inherent moral dignity of every person. Justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations. Free and responsible search for truth and meaning. The right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. The goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are part. And the 8th, journeying towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community by our actions that accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions. As we extinguish the chalice, Kim will come up and read our extinguishing words.
As drops of rain that find each other and build to become a track, a rivulet, a stream, a river, a sea, so are we drawn together. So are we fortunate to find each other. So are we bound together on the shared passage toward an unknown ocean and eternity. Thank